Kia ora, thanks everyone. Thank you, Talia, for inviting me here today to talk about myself. Really thankful for that. So I guess I don't know what I was going to talk about, so I'll just take you through my journey as a business owner and just take you through the path that I've been on in my life journey. So I'm a Māori boy from the Hokianga, born and bred there. When you wanted fish and chips, you had to go catch a wika first, and when you wanted the chips, you got to go and dig it out of the garden and cut your potatoes up. That's where we started from. And my whānau, I got 5 older sisters, a younger brother and a little sister. And my dad used to take us to swimming events and all this sort of thing, in sports after kura and all that sort of thing. And then after training, I'll go back to my car and my dad's car's not starting. Oh boy, go down there and get your cousins or get your teammates to come in and help push start my car. I'm like, oh, bro, come on, Dad. Get us a new car, bro, or at least get us a new battery. So that's where we started from, eh? And then school wasn't for me, eh? So I'm just trying to take you through my journey. So school wasn't for me, and I left school at 14. No, it was no good, eh? So my dad hatched a plan, and he's like, oh boy, I'm going to send you off to work with your uncle. He's trying to scare me back to school. And I was like, oh yeah, went back to school, went back to mahi with my uncle. We were doing fencing and riparian planting and all that sort of thing. And then, so I was doing that for a little while. And then one day I'm going to mahi, and I'm like, oh man, there's all these cops at my uncle's house. What's going on here? And old mate's been bloody growing electric puha under his face. And I'm like, oh, bro, what's going on? So now my job's gone and I got no money. And I'm like, oh mate, bloody hell. So I'm like, oh, well, what am I going to do now? I'm 16 at the time. So I was like, oh, well, I better go back to kura, go back to school. Went and got my NCA level 1. And I was like, oh yeah, so that was me. So I done all that. And then done that for a year. And then Onks got out of jail, old mate got out of jail. And then I went back and worked for him. And we got into contracting to dock and all that sort of thing. And I grew up in the bush and all that sort of thing, eh? So it was all good. And then old mate got sick, eh? He had cancer and all that sort of thing. And he's like, oh boy, you better start trying to register a company and start trying to take over all this mahi. And I was like, oh yeah, sweet Onks, that's me, I'm in there. And then so that's how all our contracting was born. So that was my little journey. I just wanted to share with you, because at the end you'll be able to tell where I started to where I got to in the end, eh? So all our contracting, eh? So with the help of my uncle and all that, we started in 2017. Planting services, weed control, animal pest, and eventually got into project management. So yeah, that's just me in a nutshell. My first contract, that's me up in the Ngāhere. So yeah, I started contracting to dock after my uncle got sick. He couldn't take on these mahi, so he was like, oh boy, you better take these jobs on. So I started bait filling, doing bait fills for the kōkako block. So we're trying to look after this kōkako block up in the Waima. And we just do a lot of trap checking and all that sort of thing, and track cutting. So we put in tracks in it for dock at the time. So I've done that for a few years, and I got so much work where I needed to hire a few people. And on my way to work, it was nothing formal, just on my way to work, I'll just see someone down the road and I was like, yo bro, want to come to mahi today? So, and that was all good, and that worked out for a little while. But then eventually I found me a little team that was all good, and I had me a team of four or five guys that were reliable and started showing up every day. And then that's how I started, and then I bumped into Amon and them at some huis where I was tagging along with my uncle, so I was the little fella there at the hui. But then Reconnecting Northland came into play, so I'm 2 years into business at the moment. And then Reconnecting Northland came in and gave me a big overhaul, eh? So like I'm still rough as, but raw at the time. And then so Reconnecting Northland's just trying to show me how to do I had to learn everything, because I was doing everything on my own, and I was just trying to figure out, running a business is quite hard, trying to get it off the ground, all that sort of thing. So then I got into this project here was Hiripuko, so I managed to worm my way into this little project, it was all good. And they wanted me to help provide full-time jobs for my hapu over there in Waimaku, and we had to do 75 hectares of planting. I got a script up there, but I'm just winging it, so it is what it is. Yeah. And they helped me build processes, procedures, health and safety plans, work plans, managing staff, the good and the bad, the awkward, hard conversations that I had to have with people when they start playing up. Employment law, I don't know. One of my cousins, when I was trying to take him to mahi, and I was like, oh, bro, you're sacked. You're not coming to mahi tomorrow. And then next minute, his auntie's coming down to see me going, bro, what's going on here? That's wrongful dismissal. You can't do that. And I'm just like, oh, man, crazy. So all that sort of thing. So all the learnings, and I'm like, oh, man. So I learned the hard way, but I like learning by doing, so it's all good. But yeah, thanks to the Reconnecting Northland team for running me through all that sort of thing. And they equipped me with all the skills to carry on through life after that, And then so after the RN project, we moved on to reforesting, trying to reforest 60 ha over in the Waipoa, or other side of Waipoa Forest. And the main goal was to just create a food source for all the birds all year round. So that's why we're trying to reforest that. After that one, we went down to Waiheke Island. I don't know if you guys heard of the company, but we're planting for a guy who owns Main Freight, Bruce. Yeah, and then they do carbon credit. They do because he's got a trucking company, so they got a carbon units or something, and he's trying to offset all the carbon units by buying land and planting trees. So we went down to Waiheke Island and planted 100,000 trees in 20 days. Manuka and Kanuka, that was all good with a team of 6 of us. And then going through all that, so I'm in like 5 years of business at the moment, and then obviously if you're trying to do all that sort of thing, burnout happens, or you're working too hard, or you're trying to do everything, and you just end up getting burnt out, and didn't want to do anything. On my phone's ringing, like, oh, fuck, I don't want to answer that, like all that sort of thing. And then so I just had to take time off work to reflect on what I've done and what I've accomplished and all that sort of thing over the time. So I just got back to nature and went fishing and spent time with my father and all that sort of thing. So yeah, and then so that's quite important, because you end up getting burnt out. After I was burnt out, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna hit this and start going hard on the mahi. So now we're back. This is 2023 now, so just after the new year, and then I thought I'll get into I had these traps lying around my whare for a long time because I was burnt out. I never did them, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. So I was lucky enough to do the Te Ramarua project, which is my tupuna maunga. So it's on honour and a privilege to be working up there on my maunga. And we got these AT220s, and there's like 200 and something of them spread out over the maunga at 100 metres apart, meant to be. But this bit's a bit all steep, that's why there's no traps in there. So, but we'll get there and then. So those are those AT220s.
Does anybody know AT220s? Has
anybody? Automatic trap. Yeah, the automatic trap that keeps resetting themselves. You can they reset 100 times or 6 months. The battery will last. So yeah, and then so then we get on to reforesting the 3,000 hectare farm. But this is probably only like 1,000 hectares or something. So they're going to reforest this farm over the next 5 to 10 years or something like that. First thing we do get in there is spot spray. Get it all ready. So I still got a team of guys helping me do all this sort of stuff. So we go in there. There's a lot of spots in there and a lot of hard areas to access. So we go in there, spot spray that. Then after we spot spray it, we get the trees delivered. And we run into a few problems when the trees get delivered because there's we can't get the trucks down into the sites and all that sort of thing. So sometimes we just dump the trees on the side of the road and have to just cart them down into the areas and stuff like that. So that's a bit tricky. And then we got these little packs because sometimes we can't get the trees to our areas, so we have to cart them in there with those backpacks. The planting side of things, here's all the boys planting the trees. There's me, I did plant some. And we also get into animal pest control too, so these are all the just a few photos I threw together of our pest control projects. The boys up. Oh, this one's a pretty good one because this is the truck parkway down there. So yeah, that's a bit of a hike to get up there. But yeah, good on them. Sometimes we need a helicopter to fly our gear in because it's so quite hard to get in there sometimes. We stay in those types of huts there. Those are the huts we stay in, up in the bush. These are my current projects that I'm working on at the moment. So I'm reforesting Tupou, Tahi Estate Plant, Weed Eradication, Northland Regional Council, trap checks, Matarawa Kōkako Block, Waima Kōkako Block, the Te Ramarua AT220s. I just got Te Akinga Kauri or Whirinaki, so we're going to help look after our kauri's over there. And Waipoa Forest Trust that we do some weed control on. So some of my achievements. So I've planted over 1 million native trees to date, so that was pretty good with all the boys. A lot of pest animals killed. Creating habitable habitats for native wildlife all over the North Island. I've sustained 10 full-time employees for 3 to 4 years. I've signed multiple contracts over $1 million. Not bad for a boy who used to push out his dad's car. Developing good leadership skills in my team and myself. Working towards becoming a good role model for our rangatahi. Showing people how to set and achieve their goals through actions, good habits, giving anything a go and not being afraid to fail. Massive biodiversity wins as a side effect of what we do. Living in tune and harmony with nature, or the taiao. We look after her, she looks after us, whānau.
Kia ora.
Yeah. Kia ora. I hope my journey can inspire people to chase their dreams and to give anything a go. We are only limited by what we think is possible. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I just want to leave you with my contact details if anyone needs some money done. Hit me up.